fluffed this one. His manager Alex Pastor, who was returning between 2010 and 2013, wasn't impressed. Gola was walking a tightrope in the final 20 minutes, escaping a second caution here for clattering Cabral and conceding another free kick. The former Feyenoord and Twente winger's back in the Eredivisie on loan after just half a season with Ligue 1 side Bastia. He's been in good form for Sparta so far, and this free kick provided Martin Pusic with a great opportunity. But the Austrian is still looking for his first goal. His second start for the club ended without one as he gave way to Zakaria El Azouzi in the final 6 minutes. And seconds later, the man on loan from Ajax had the chance to seal things with his first touch. A fine pass from Ryan Sanusi saw him spring the NSA offside trap. But Joris Del, their goalkeeper, stood firm to deny him. So he has just one goal in 2017, having ended last year with a hat-trick against Heracles, which had fired them into the Cup quarter-final. Having won that, they'll now host Vitesse in the semi-final on Wednesday before Sunday's big Rotterdam derby against Feyenoord. They escaped conceding an equaliser in stoppage time to move themselves out of the bottom three. Reagio Fusu with the home side's last chance to salvage a point, but he hit it straight at Kortsmit. That made it 5 straight defeats for NAC, who will entertain Heracles at the weekend. Pastor, meanwhile, is hoping that this is just the boost that his side need ahead of a big week in 2 competitions.
There's 100 kinds of good out here. The kind of good that's only getting started, and the kind that never gives up. The overpowering kind of good, and the kind that sneaks up on you. The wicked good. The wild good. The one-of-a-kind good. Yeah, everybody out here is some kind of good. But only one can be good enough. These guys are good.
An 8-act global tour with 8 world-class sailing venues, the best in stadium racing. 8 top international teams, elite-level sailing now in its 9th year. There's only one extreme sailing series.
As Chairman of the Turf Authority of India and on behalf of my Managing Committee and all of us here at the Bangalore Turf Club, it is an honor and a privilege for the Bangalore Turf Club to host the 2017 Indian Turf Invitation Cup Racing Weekend on Saturday 4th March and Sunday 5th March 2017 at Bangalore. A hearty welcome to the Chairman, stewards, committee members, officials and delegates of all the race clubs in the country and the representatives of race clubs abroad, owners, trainers, jockeys and racing patrons across the country. I would like to take this opportunity to specially thank all the race clubs and the sponsors for their extensive support to the racing weekend. The Indian Turf Invitation Cup Racing Weekend on Saturday 4th and Sunday 5th March 2017 promises to be an experience like none other. I am sure all of you will join us on this occasion. I really look forward to meeting you all personally.
Hello and welcome. I'm Mohit Lalvani and I am one who has survived horse racing. On this wonderful afternoon, it's day one of the invitation weekend from Bangalore and I've got an impressive panel with me. Aslam Kader, Neil Darasha, Mandira Lalvani, Mahindra Malia, Cyrus Madan. A really impressive lineup over the next 2 days to bring you the top horse racing from India. It's a championship of sorts. And Aslam, first let's come straight to you. You're a legend. You've won these races many times. Nobody knows this better than you do.
Thank you, Mohit. मैं ये रेस स्ट्रेस का 5 टाइम जीता हूँ. तो मेरा मानना है कि जो भी इसमें सवार बैठे हैं वो जितना स्विच ऑफ करेंगे, जितना सेटल करेंगे, उतना उनके लिए बेटर होगा. क्योंकि मैंने तो नहीं देखा कोई भी स्टेयर के अंदर स्टार्ट और फिनिश जीता है. तो जितने भी सवार है सब प्रेशर में ही है बेचारे. तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि वो जितना रिलैक्स कर सके उतना उनके लिए बेटर होगा. और अब देखना ये है कि कौन बेस्ट सवारी करता है इसमें.
Okay, well, Aslam has won this all. He's been a jockey that's, I mean, there's nothing he hasn't won. The darling of the crowds, provided many great winners, including the very great elusive Pimpernel, who won the Invitation Cup in Calcutta, if I'm not mistaken, Aslam.
Indeed.
And unlike the normal method of taking them by train or by float, I remember, I think elusive Pimpernel went by plane.
प्लेन, यस. विथ मेरा दूसरा जो घोड़ा था जो स्प्रिंटर जीता मैं स्लूसिव वो भी प्लेन से ही गया था.
All right, let's take a look at what we have in store for you over the next 2 hours or so. We'll begin with the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Chettiar of Chettinad Memorial Stayers Cup. It's a Grade 1 race over 3,000 meters. That's at 4:30 p.m., so a great build-up towards that. It is a race that will test the horses for stamina and will determine who the stoutest in the land is. After that, we've got the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup. It's a Grade 1. It's a paradox compared to the first because this will determine who the fastest in the land is. It is over 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs, and that will go off at 5:15 p.m. Aslam, Sprinters Cup, Stayers Cup. As a jockey, which was your preference?
नहीं, मेरा
What were you better at? Let me ask.
नहीं, मुझे अगर आप पूछोगे तो डिपेंड ऑन द हॉर्सेस के ऊपर सवारी करना पड़ता है. अभी स्प्रिंटर के अंदर हर जॉकी पैनिक के होल्ड योर पोजीशन. जैसे मैंने आपको डार्बी के वीकेंड पे बताया था कि माइल एंड हाफ, माइल एंड क्वार्टर में ड्रॉ मायने नहीं रखता. यहाँ पर ड्रॉ मायने रखता है बिल्कुल. अगर स्लाइटली भी आपने स्लो जंप लिया, यू लॉस योर पोजीशन. नंबर 1. नंबर 2, सामने फिर वो आपको ट्रैफिक प्रॉब्लम मिलना चालू हो जाएगा इसके अंदर. तो वो मेरा ख्याल है कि हर सवार जल्दी कोशिश करे, होल्ड योर पोजीशन, फिर लक ऑफ द रेस.
Luck of the race. All right, now Aslam and I are, of course, in the studio. The rest of the panel are on ground at the Bangalore Turf Club. And Mandira and Neil, how are you guys coping so far? Wonderful afternoon there.
Thanks, Mohit. Here I am at the Bangalore Turf Club. This is the 9th time that the BTC is hosting the Invitation Weekend. Lots of excitement, lots of action to look forward to, and obviously top-class racing because there are 4 Group 1 races over the 2 days. I'm joined here today by Neil Darasha. He's a champion trainer in Bangalore. He's become a veteran on our show now. Neil, the Invitation Weekend, how huge is it, and what an honor for BTC?
Absolute honor and pleasure. It's great to be here. It's going to be amazing racing, Mandira. So we're just looking forward to the Group 1s.
You know, today is Saturday, the first day of the weekend. So we have the Stayers Cup, we have the Sprinters Cup, and interestingly, of course, the Sprinters Cup, as the name suggests, is the quickest horse in the country right now. And the Stayers Cup is the horse with the maximum stamina.
Sure.
So one is over a distance of 1,200 meters, and the other is over a distance of 3,000 meters. Now, as a trainer, you know, what sets these horses apart, and how early, and how do you go about it?
Well, as they come to you, you know the breeding. We know the breeding of the horses, so we're specifically targeting them for those distances. We know what the brothers and sisters have done. We know what the mother has done and the father. So we start targeting them right from when they're 2 and 3 years old. Sometimes you do get a horse that, you know, the brothers stayed, and then you get one that, you know, comes back down in distance and just on class starts sprinting, or you get the opposite way around. but we usually know by the time they're 3 years old.
All right, so lots to talk about, lots of excitement over here. Back to you guys for now.
All right, thanks for that, Mandira. Thanks for that, Neil. Aslam, the track, it's a big weekend. Yeah. But every track, when we were in Bombay, we discussed the track. You and I were on the track doing a track report, and we talked about how easy it was for a jockey to go down the Bombay track at Mahalakshmi. However, Bangalore's different. It's got its undulations. It goes uphill, it comes downhill, it goes uphill again up the straight. You've got to know this track well. Tell us about this track and how you would ride in these races.
जी बिल्कुल, जैसा मैंने बॉम्बे डार्बी के टाइम में आपको ट्रैक के बारे में बताया था, ये ट्रैक और वो ट्रैक बिल्कुल अलग है. वो इसलिए कि बॉम्बे का थोड़ा लॉन्ग स्ट्रेट है और जो टर्निंग है थोड़ा लंबे हैं. जैसा 1200 मीटर से लेके 600 मीटर तक काफ़ी है. लेकिन बेंगलोर जो है हिल अप है और टर्निंग ट्रैक है. तो यहाँ पर अगर जैसे हम बॉम्बे में जितना फास्ट जाते हैं वहाँ पे इतना फास्ट नहीं जा सकते अब.
Okay, so the track is going to make a difference. Horses for courses, who's going to perform best on the track, it does make a big difference. Neil, Mandira, what's the track looking like for this weekend? Bangalore can get a bit tricky. It can rain. It can have soft underfoot conditions. We hope it doesn't, but what's it looking like for this weekend?
Yes, Mohit, we're here at the track now. As we know, every race course, not only in India but around the world, has a track unique to itself, and the Bangalore Turf Club is no different. Neil, you live here, you train here. Take us through the nuances of the Bangalore track.
Well, it's a very tough track to ride. It's a tough track for the horses. You've got a bit of a climb coming from the 900 right to the 500. You're climbing. It's quite a steep climb. It's 27 feet, and it's a sharp turn. So if you're caught out wide, you're practically done. You're practically done. So you want to be jumping and getting into a decent position with some cover on this track. It's a tough track.
So let's talk about the stayers first. Keeping the stayers in mind, how does the track play out? And then also the sprinters. Okay,
with the stayers, the draw is not going to make much of a difference. You're going over 3,000 meters. It's not going to make much of a difference at all. You want to jump in and just get into a nice flow. Definitely you want to get a bit covered up and ride your race from there. It's not going to make a big difference because you've got a long way around over here. In the sprinters, the draw is very crucial. If you're going to have a 15 and 16 draw, you've got to be far superior to the field to win this race. And we've got one good horse, Mickey Mouse, drawn out. One of the favorites to win this race, the first frontline horse from Bangalore. He's drawn out badly. He's got to run one magnificent race to win today.
Wow, and what about the surface itself? From what I can see and feel, it is feeling a bit undulated, a bit uneven.
Well, we've not had the best track for this season. We've been we've been changing the track. We've got a new person looking after the track. We've been putting a lot of effort into trying to get it better. It could be a little bit better. We could get a little kickback today, so the sprinters again are going to find it a little difficult. The top layer might be a little bit loose. We've got patches of grass, so again you want to be up. You don't want to be too far back basically because it's going to make your job tougher.
Let's examine it and just give me your thoughts.
Well, see, like I said, you've got patches of grass. You're going to have patches of no grass. It's not a very a very even surface. So you just want to be up in position, and you want to ride a good race from up there and keep it simple.
All right, there you have it. So that's the track report from the Invitation Cup. Of course, let's be mindful of the fact that just a few, probably meters away, we have a cricket match going on in the Test match. But back to you guys.
All right, so Aslam, the track.
नहीं, अब जो ट्रैक के बारे में जो अभी नील मंदिरा बता रही थी, वहाँ पे जो लोग ने जो ग्रास नया लगाया है वो बिल्कुल अलग है.
In what way? What does that mean?
अगर मैं सवारी करता और ये वो ट्रैक पे होता तो जो लोग ने जो अभी मैं समर में घर पे था तो वो ग्रास देखा, ये जो ग्रास वो लोग ने उगाया है लाइक अ फ्लावर. अगर आप उसको स्प्रेड करके ऐसा देखो तो उसका वाइट रूट दिखता है. और आप उसको कितना भी खींचने की कोशिश करोगे वो टूटेगा नहीं जल्दी. पता नहीं ये लोग ने मैं वो जो ट्रैक बना उसका अगेंस्ट नहीं बात कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन
It's actually looking very good, the track.
जी बिल्कुल ग्रीन ही बिल्कुल है.
Yeah, it's looking very nice and green. And
आपका कहना बिल्कुल सही, ग्रीन ज़रूर है वो,
And it's looking like there might be some cushion. At least when they touched it, it looked like there's cushion. And let's hope that works well for the horses. What we're going to do is slip into a very short break, come back with the Invitation Cup weekend. We can see the action is heating up over in the Parade Ring at the Bangalore Turf Club. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
An 8-act global tour with 8 world-class sailing venues, the best in stadium racing. 8 top international teams, elite level sailing now in its 9th year. There's only one extreme sailing series.
Thrilling. Stylish. Skillful. Exciting. Experience this and much more at the 55th edition of the Indian Turf Invitation Cup, the biggest event in the Indian racing calendar, in the most dynamic city of the world, also known as the Silicon City of India, Bangalore. Featuring the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Memorial Stayers Cup at 4:30 p.m, followed by the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Saturday the 4th of March, and the major P.K. Mehra Memorial Super Mile Cup at 4:30 p.m, followed by the Indian Turf Invitation Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Sunday the 5th of March 2017 at the Bangalore Turf Club.
There's 100 kinds of good out here. The kind of good that's only getting started, and the kind that never gives up. The overpowering kind of good, and the kind that sneaks up on you. The wicked good. The wild good. The one-of-a-kind good. Yeah, everybody out here is some kind of good. But only one can be good enough. These guys are good.
Welcome back, and you're watching the live telecast of the Invitation Cup weekend. Today is Saturday, it's day 1, and tomorrow we'll climax this telecast with the Invitation Cup over a mile and a half. Today we've got the Stayers Cup and Sprinters Cup for those of you who are just joining us. Aslam, you've lived in Bangalore, you've raced in Bangalore, you've ridden many great winners in Bangalore. It's quite a special race course, isn't it? It's a special venue for horse racing.
Yeah, बिल्कुल. और बिल्कुल हार्ट ऑफ द सिटी के अंदर है वो, लेकिन हर ट्रैक का अलग अलग मायने है. बेंगलोर का भी बिल्कुल अलग है. बहुत अच्छी सिटी है ये, ग्रीनी सिटी है ये. अगर आदमी वहाँ रहना चाहे तो बहुत अच्छा है इंसानों के लिए.
Okay, Bangalore's a lot of fun. Of course, horse racing is destination Bangalore this weekend. We got a chance to catch up with Mr. Harindra Shetty, the chairman of the Bangalore Turf Club.
Mohit, I've got with me the chairman of the BTC, Mr. Shetty, who is the man behind this beautiful weekend this time. Welcome to the show. You know, the racecourse is looking lovely, lots of people here, lots of action. Tell me about all the preparation that's gone into the invitation weekend.
The preparation is, of course, with the help of my committee, who worked day and night and brought this venue, what you see today. And of course, we hope and sure that today, the weekend of the Turf Invitation Cup will go in a very, very long way.
Absolutely right. 4 Group 1 races, that in itself is, so much to look forward to. As far as the events are concerned, like the gala dinner, etc., what all can we expect?
The gala dinner is, of course, tonight award function is there. We have cobbled up a good entertainment team. We have given to the event management, so they are doing their job well, and we are all satisfied. We have seen them performing. So it will be a glittering function, I should say.
What about the horses? Which are your favorites?
My favorite is Hall of Fame.
That's for the Invitation Cup. What about today for the sprinters and stayers?
Sprinters that is anybody's guess. Anybody's guess.
And stayers?
Stayers also. I hope the best horse will win. I don't want to comment and displease the other owners.
Very politically correct. Well done. No, but tell me, being the chairman of the Bangalore Turf Club is such a prestigious job to have. What are some of the challenges that you feel, and what are some of the perks?
No, challenges, of course, all the races we have sponsors, except the main Invitation Cup. So we are happy, but we ourselves are putting in and conducting the main Invitation Cup sponsorship. Otherwise, everything of my staff, especially my committee, everybody was working hard, and on the whole, it is. I feel it will be a grand success.
I'm sure it will be. Tell me a little bit about how you got into horse racing.
I got into horse racing. When I studied from Mangalore. I'm a Mangalorean. Studied, and my parents shifted to Bangalore. Then after finishing my graduation, when I joined here for law, in Bangalore, my first friends were one is the Chief Minister's son, Kailas Patel, who is Virendra Patel's son. At that time, he was the Chief Minister. And second one was the Finance Minister's son, that is Bharat Hegde, Ramakrishna Hegde's son. So they used to get free passes. So I used to come and sit along with them in the conference room. We enjoy the racing and all. And we used to go. One day what happened, I used to stay in Sadashivanagar. So when I was passing there, one of our trainers called Sardar Singh, he also was staying in Sadashivanagar. He said, I see you very often in race course, he said. I said, not very often. We come for big races and we get the passes because my friends happen to be one is Chief Minister's son and one is Finance Minister's son. So then he said, see, I have a horse. It is half share is by your own Mangalorean planters. Then you also a planter, no? He said, yes, I am a born planter, I said. So why don't you take that half share, he said. Then I engaged, I was a bachelor. I said, okay, fine, how much it will cost? So he said, okay, I bought it. So that was my first horse, which was called Papa's Gal. Then I went on buying 10 horses.
And you were hooked.
Hooked, yeah. Now I feel same investment what I did on horses, if I done where I stay in Sadashivanagar on property, I would have been a multimillionaire.
Well, you also said when you bought your first share in a horse, you were a bachelor.
Yeah.
What about your wife? Does she support racing, or what is?
Yeah. After I got married, she's. After all, before that, I think 4 or 5 horses I bought, and after I got married, also another 3 or 4 horses I bought. So I used to bring my children in the evening when the horses are rolling, so they used to enjoy and their kids.
Great. Thank you so much, and thank you for everything, and have a superb weekend. Well, there you heard it. There's always a great story, especially on the race course, and here we just heard one. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Mandira. And Harinder Shetty, I've worked with him before. Really lovely man, really nice to work with. Aslam, let me ask you a question. You know, the Invitation Cup is it's almost like a challenge of races, it's a competition between the different centers. They send their best horses, their best performers. Two questions. Which centers have the best horses? Number one.
देखिए पहले ऐसा होता था बॉम्बे के घोड़े बेस्ट हुआ करते थे फिर मेरे ख्याल से कुछ लास्ट 10-12 साल में बेंगलोर में आ गए बेंगलोर के घोड़े वहाँ से आते थे हम लोग लेकर आते थे मिस्टर बैराम जी के और यहाँ आके हम लोग रेस जीत के जाते थे
Now, of course, you've got in two years in a row, the Indian Derby has been won by a horse that went to Calcutta, won the Calcutta Derby, and then came to Bombay and won the Indian Derby. So, it's fair to say that this is equalizing. The stake money in these other centres have gotten so much better, and it's just clear that there's opportunity for owners and trainers to go to other centres and do just as well.
जी बिल्कुल अगर अभी आप देखो लास्ट ईयर और ये साल मिस्टर पद्मनाभन ने उसके घोड़े ट्रैवल किया कैलकाटा बॉम्बे दोनों बार आके उन्होंने जीता है
Okay, question for you.
जी
Which is your favorite racetrack?
बॉम्बे
Bombay. All right, on that note, we're going to slip into a short break. We'll come back with our first race. It's the Stayers Cup over 3,000 meters. Don't go anywhere. Aslam and I, along with Neil and Mandira, will be right back. Stay tuned.
An 8-act global tour with 8 world-class sailing venues, the best in stadium racing. 8 top international teams, elite level sailing now in its 9th year. There's only one extreme sailing series.
Thrilling. Stylish. Skillful. Exciting. Experience this and much more at the 55th edition of the Indian Turf Invitation Cup, the biggest event in the Indian racing calendar, in the most dynamic city of the world, also known as the Silicon City of India, Bangalore. Featuring the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Memorial Stayers Cup at 4:30 p.m, followed by the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Saturday the 4th of March, and the major P.K. Mehra Memorial Super Mile Cup at 4:30 p.m, followed by the Indian Turf Invitation Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Sunday the 5th of March 2017 at the Bangalore Turf Club.
best in the world go up against the best in Asia.
Salman Murachant, the hero Indian champion. Silicon, Bangladesh's best. An Indian Open champion. Anavan Lahiri wins his National Open. Well done, SSB Jarasia.
Welcome back. You're watching the live telecast of the Invitation Cup weekend from the Bangalore Turf Club. I'm Mohit Lalwani and with me is Aslam Kada. On ground, Mandira Lalwani, Neil Darasha and Mahindra Malia, along with Cyrus Madhan, to bring you all the best horse racing from this weekend. It is a championship weekend and 4 championships will be determined over 4 distances. We'll begin with the horse that has the most stamina. It is the Stayers Cup. Let's take a look at the runners and riders for the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Chettiar of Chettinad Memorial Stayers Cup. It's a Grade 1 race, over 3,000 meters. This is as far as they will go. Number 1 is Booker Jones, the mount of David Allen, who won the Indian Derby for a 2nd year in a row this year. He's drawn 2. He'll carry 59 kilos. Number 2 is Cha Cha Cha, the mount of Nikhil Parmar, 59, drawn 5. Number 3 is Let the Lion Roar, Y.S. Srinath, also 59 kilos, drawn 7. Number 4, Tintinabulation, P.S. Chauhan, drawn 9. Number 5, Triumphus from Calcutta, drawn 4. Number 6 is Arlene from Pacey Shroff's stable, the raider from Western India, drawn 10. Number 7, Shivalik Heroine. She's travelled all over, coming across from Calcutta, trained by Malesh Naredu and ridden by his nephew, Suraj Naredu, drawn 3. Number 8, Captain Morgan, will run in Dr. Vijay Malia's silks, ridden by first jockey Trevor. He's local to Bangalore, drawn 8, and he'll carry the Bangalore flag. Number 9, Magistero, in Dr. Ramaswamy's colours. Sandesh will pick up the ride, drawn 1. Number 10 is Towering Heights, S. John, also from Bangalore. Number 11 is Adulation, the mount of Imran Chisti, drawn 11, widest of all, but carrying the bottom weight of 52.5 kilos. Now, over the Invitation Cup weekends, these 4 Group 1 races are actually interspersed with a number of other millions, other graded races, and so on and so forth. The one thing about these 4 Grade 1 races is that they're weight for age races, and the older horses give the younger horses, the 5-year-olds give the 4-year-olds, a little bit more weight. This year also, apart from that, there was a post position draw held for each of these 4 races. Now, draw can make a big difference, especially in the shorter distances. It's more ceremonial when it comes to the longer distances, like the 3,000-meter race that we're looking at. But for what it's worth, it was a lot of fun. Let's take a look.
First of the invitational races that's going to be run, and that's the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Chettiar of Chettinad Memorial Stayers Cup, 3,000 meters. Number 1, Booker Jones, trained by Suleiman Atulai. And he's drawn 2. Number 4, Tintinabulation, trained by LVR Deshmukh, drawn 9. Number 6, Arlene. We're going to ask Malcolm to come up. Malcolm Karadi picking it up. And he's drawn 10. Arlene is drawn 10. Number 7, Shivalik Heroine, Malesh Naredu. Take from there. And that's drawn 3. Thank you. Number 8, Captain Morgan. Zen, you're going to pull for this? Drawn 8. So those are the draws for the stairs. We're through with that.
Aslam, now 3,000 meters. It's the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Memorial Stayers Cup, Chettiar Trust Memorial Stayers Cup. Over 3,000 meters. Now you're in the gate. You have to preserve your horse because it's a long distance race. Does draw really make a difference? Unless there's a speed duel happening out front?
जी नहीं, जितना आप स्विच ऑफ करोगे लॉन्गर डिस्टेंस के लिए उतना आपके लिए अच्छा है, घोड़े के लिए अच्छा है. क्यों? क्योंकि लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस में कोई फास्ट रन रेस नहीं होने वाली, बहुत बिल्कुल क्राउल होंगी, बहुत स्लो जाने वाले.
When do they start picking up? At what stage does the pace really start to move on? At what stage are you saying to a jockey, at what stage are you thinking, all right, I'm on my horse, I've switched him off, I'm going well, but now it's time to pick up the pace? Because the one thing you don't want is you're sitting on a stayer, you can't allow it to become a sprint either.
जी, मेरा ख्याल है कि माइल के बाद में हर जॉकी अपने पोजीशनिंग और अपने घोड़े को टेस्ट कर लेता है कि कितना पावर है और मैं अभी आगे जाके बैठूं या जहाँ बैठा वहीं ट्रैवल करूं, ये ज़रूरी है.
Okay, we have 11 contenders for this, our first. Let's take a look at how they shape up against each other.
The 3,000-meter Stayers Cup is a tough race to claim the best stayer on the circuit title. This one wears an open look, with Captain Morgan likely to be the prime fancy.
Captain Morgan, we were a little disappointed with his run in the Bangalore Derby, but we felt that Chennai would be a weaker competition, so we took him to Chennai. He didn't beat any outstanding horses over there, but he did it well. So we thought maybe we run him a longer race and let's hope for the best. Booker Jones has runs the stale-style stakes. Before that, he won a race in Bombay, the Bicolor Trophy. He's well within himself. David Hallett rode him in his last start, felt that removing the blinkers would help him, so let's hope so.
In the Stayers Cup, we've got some nice runners. We've got Captain Morgan, who won the Ledger in Madras, and Arlene. So those are the main races that we've got a fair representation in.
I have Towering Heights. He's run second in the Chennai Ledger, so he stays. So I'm just hopeful that he gets a place or runs well in the race.
Triumphus basically is a very game horse. He stays very well. In fact, he just got beat to my other filly Serendine in the Queen Elizabeth Cup, which is run over 2,800 meters. And he's a horse that settles well in the race and he gives his best. He always runs a very game race, and I think he should run a great race in the Stayers Cup.
Agitation runs the Stayers Cup. She stays really well. She's in her previous two starts, she's run third in the Bangalore Oaks and fourth in the Derby. I think the extended trip will do a world of good. And she's bred to stay. She's shown that she stays, and we're taking a chance in the longest race possible so that her staying ability comes through.
The Adulation, she's running Stayers Cup, so she's a decent filly, but I hope she runs a good race for me.
Stayers, I'm riding my uncle's filly called Shivalik Heroine. She's an outsider, but I hope I run a great race.
Let the Lion Roar, he's been working over the distance quite consistently, and I think he'll run a good race. I think he should be there as well.
Stayers Cup, I'm riding Tintin Evolution. That horse gives me a lot of winners, big races and all. And he stays well, so hopefully he'll do well.
I'm riding Captain Morgan the Stayers. He's got advantage of his weight. He's carrying just 54, and he won decently in Chennai. He did with a good timing. I think so. He's got a decent chance as well in the Stayers.
All right, and the horses are in the parade ring for the Stayers Cup. Aslam, let's start with number one, Booker Jones. He's won 2,800 meters. He won the Bicolor Club Cup over in Bombay. But the horse he beat, Rodeo, had a mishap after that. Actually had a heart attack in that race. It bled. So is that form in your mind that holds, I have all the respect in the world for this horse, but he's not for me?
मोहित जीता अच्छा रोडियो को मार के, लेकिन यहाँ पर मेरे को लगता है थोड़ा फॉर्म छोड़ दिया है यहाँ पर.
Okay, number two is Cha Cha Cha. Nikhil Parmar takes the ride on Cha Cha Cha. He's won over in Chennai, over in Madras in his last race, but he beat a horse called Sailor who went there from Bombay. Now Sailor at his best was in class 3.
मोहित यहाँ से ये घोड़ा गया है, लोगों ने बेचे हैं, लेकिन मद्रास जिसको मारा है आप कह रहे हैं, पता नहीं वो पीछे और कितने अच्छे घोड़े थे, मुझे पता नहीं, लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से बहुत कम चांस बनता है इसका.
Okay, so for me, I'm putting a line through 1 and 2. Number 3, Let the Lion Roar. Now this, according to me, he's an interesting runner out here. If you take a look at his form over the summer, he ran 4th to Allendale, about 5 lengths behind. Allendale, of course, winner of the Indian Derby and the Invitation Cup previously. Second to Azuro, second to Cameron, third again to Azuro, again by about the same verdict, 4 lengths or so. Second to Cameron again. He was disappointing in his last start. That was in Bangalore. I'm willing to ignore that for now, but at least his form in a race like this, Aslam, is coming in actual graded, against graded performed horses.
मोहित, ये हर जो घोड़ों के साथ में भागा और ये बोर्ड पे ही भागा है, यहाँ पर इसका बिल्कुल चांस बनता है। ये हमेशा मेरे ख्याल है इस वक्त 1, 2, 3, 4 में ज़रूर रहेगा ये।
And the one thing I like about the fact is that Srinath is a big race jockey. His temperament is superb. He really, he's extremely calm. You talked about horses being relaxed, but jockeys also have to be relaxed. And I think Srinath is one who manages to stay very relaxed here.
जैसा आप कह रहे हैं कि घोड़े रिलैक्स, सबसे पहले जॉकी रिलैक्स होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। क्यों? आप रिलैक्स होगे तो उस घोड़े को रिलैक्स कर सकते हो कहीं भी, कोई भी पोजीशनिंग में।
All right, number 4 is Tintinabulation. Now, Tintinabulation was one of the good race horses, in the firing line, a semi-classic contender, if not a classic contender. When he was a 4-year-old, raced well as a 5-year-old. He's now 8 years old, and his form just isn't what it used to be. Aslam, he's getting to our age. It gets tougher and tougher.
मोहित, काफ़ी एज हो गई है, ये स्टे बिल्कुल करेगा ये, लेकिन काफ़ी एज हो गई है मेरा ख्याल।
All right, number 5 is Triumphance. Now, Triumphance is a horse I know that you think will run a good race. He ran a second over 2,800 meters to Serendine, an out-and-out stayer over in Calcutta. Sandesh had the mount on this horse on that occasion, but Sandesh has left him for Magistero. Dashrath Singh now picks up the ride. I know you like him. His 4th behind Colombiana was a good 4th, but I still think he has to find a little bit.
नहीं, अगर आप इसका फॉर्म देखो, संदेश बैठ के सेकंड भागा है कैलकाटा में, लेकिन जिसने मारा है इनके तबेले के, भरत सिंह के तबेले से ही दशरथ सिंह बैठ के जीता है। मेरा ख्याल है ये घोड़ा ज़्यादा पसंद है मुझे।
Okay, let's take what about Arlene? Now, Arlene was a bit, she was doing everything right, and then she just seemed a bit disappointing in her last start. I just couldn't understand that race, to tell you the truth. She just seemed so flat.
Arlene, इसकी जो माँ है ऑलेर, मैं ही बैठ के यहाँ पे ऑक्स जीता हूँ और बेंगलोर डार्बी जीती है, ये 100% स्टे है, बस इसका खाली लास्ट रन जो है वो थोड़ा डिसअपॉइंट करता है।
Okay, let's go quickly. Shivalik Heroine, I think she needs to find a bit. I want to talk about the favorite, Captain Morgan. He's a 4-year-old, but he's, to me, very one-paced. He's the favorite. I think if there's anything with a little bit of extra class here, they'll get him.
अब देखो, जॉकी ने फर्स्ट चॉइस किया है तो शायद दोनों घोड़े बैठना, ये आर्लिन भी उसकी का मालिया साहब का है और ये कैप्टन मोगन भी, लेकिन जॉकी ने फर्स्ट चॉइस किया है। जैसा भी टीवी में बता रहा था कि वो बोलता चांस है, तो अभी देखना है ये शायद उसके ऊपर भागता है या वो उसके ऊपर भागता है।
Okay, one horse I want to talk about is number 11, Adulation. Adulation won the mile-and-a-half Oaks out there. She's carrying 52.5. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that at the right price, Adulation is the horse that I'm going to follow in the Stayers Cup today.
बिल्कुल स्टे, इसकी भी जो माँ है अल्टीमारा, ये भी हमारे पास।
You rode her?
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल, मैं डार्बी जीता हूँ, कैलकाटा डार्बी जीता हूँ उसके ऊपर। ये बिल्कुल 100% स्टे करेगा ये।
All right, for me it's Adulation first, Let the Lion Roar second. I'm opposing the favorite, Captain Morgan. Aslam, give me your 1-2.
5, 11, 6.
Okay, 5, 11. So Captain Morgan. Aslam is staying with Captain Morgan. Mandira, what is Neil looking at? What did he like in the paddock?
That's right, Mohit. The horses have left for the track for the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Chettiar of Chettinad Memorial Stayers Cup. Of course, this is the first group race of the weekend, over 3,000 meters. Plenty to look forward to. Neil, just to start with, can you explain the terms of the race and how the weights are done?
Okay. Now, with this race, it's a very strenuous race. It's over 3,000 meters. So obviously the older horses have to give the inexperienced younger horses 4 or 5 kilos in this race. Saying that, we don't usually have a younger horse win this race because the better younger horses are running in the Invitation Cup, right? So you do get a more experienced, older horse that's run over the trip quite a few times coming and winning this race. So that's what we've got to look for here.
Absolutely right. For example, in the 36 times that this race has been run, only 7 of the classic crop have come out and won this race. And I've got some more stats to share. Out of the 36 times that the race has been run, 16 have been won by favourites. So again, that's also a pretty impressive stat in itself. Now, if we go through the runners and riders, let's start with number 1, that is Booker Jones. Definitely bred to stay.
He's bred to stay, but I do think he's suspect over this trip. I don't think it's his best trip. He's been a Bangalore horse. I really don't think it's his best trip. He's going to go to the front. He's a fast horse. I don't think he's going to last out 3,000 meters.
Well, like you said, he's a Bangalore horse, and for the invitation weekend, all the horses have been in Bangalore for their prep. You know, what's the kind of feel you've got generally about the field in any case?
Well, to be honest, it's not a very strong field, Mandira. It's not a very strong field. You don't have the top quality younger horses in this race. You've got older horses that are a bit over the hill. So you might get a surprise here. You may not get a very genuine result.
Fair enough. Okay, Cha Cha Cha, number 2.
Cha Cha Cha, Madras-based horse, difficult, Mandira. I don't think, I could be wrong. You never say never with this game, but it's difficult.
And number 3, the Lion Roar.
Very poor run last time in the Stayers trial in Bangalore. I think he might have had an issue with bleeding. Hot weather, hot conditions, difficult.
Okay, number 4, this is an interesting one. Hamilton Tabulation, winner of the Golconda Derby, Stayers Cup 2016, he won the Invitation Cup, won the St. Leger twice. But he's 8 years old. How much of a drawback?
Now that's the problem. See, you've got a good quality horse that's done it all before, but he's coming into this race a bit over the hill. So, you know, like we said, we do have older horses win this race, but the good older horses are a bit out of form. So.
Okay, fair enough. Now Triumphus, coming from Cal.
This could be a dark horse in this race. We want to look at present form. He has run with top horses like Colombiana and Azuro. Now, these horses like Colombiana and Azuro are fancy to win the Invitation Cup.
Right.
Now, if this horse is run close to them, he has to be in with a big chance today. He has to be in with a big chance. People have got to watch him.
All right, he is yet to win a graded race. Maybe this is it. Number 6, Arlene, trained by Pacey Schroff. Again, one who has the potential, but the performance maybe not up to the mark.
Well, it's a horse that I did watch racing in Bombay on 2000 Guineas Day. Blew away the field. Obviously stays. Does she have the class?
Shivalik Heroine.
Another Bombay horse. Not very sure about this horse. The form again is not very good, Mandira. The form is not great. Difficult.
Okay, then of course the winner of the South India St. Leger, that's Captain Morgan. What do you think of his chance?
Definitely going to start favourite in the race. Third in the Bangalore Derby. He's blown away the field in the Leger in Madras. First favourite in this race. Does he actually stay? I don't think he stays.
Really?
I really don't think he stays. But with the field being so, you know, not up to the mark, he might just get away with this race.
So it's a totally open field today. Number 9, Magistero.
Magistero, another horse they've thought very highly of. He's not lived up to the mark in the Classics. He's not run up to the mark in the Classics.
Now let's look at Towering Heights, 4th in the South Indian Derby, 2nd to Captain Morgan in the South India St. Leger. You know, like what makes that classic, what makes that ability? Is his performance so far good enough to qualify him for that ability for 2,000-3,000
now
meters?
This is where Captain Morgan's form shows. This horse, Towering Heights, I don't think has a chance today. Now, if he's run second to Captain Morgan, that's not saying much. So again, I would bring in Triumphus, who's actually run with Azuro, Colombiana. So we have to look at Triumphus very strongly in this race.
Absolutely. And the final, the 11th horse in this 11-horse field, Adulation, won a race over 1,400 meters. 3rd to Ice Glacier in the Bangalore Oaks. 4th in the Golconda Derby. Definitely bred to stay, a late finisher. How do you see this one panning out?
Will run well, will run on the board. Towering Heights, Adulation are all going to run together. But I still think it's going to be Triumphus and Captain Morgan fighting it out.
So that's where you're putting your money?
Yes.
All right, guys, back to you guys at the studio.
All right, so Neil, of course, seems to be very sweet on Triumphus, as you are, Aslam. I'm still going to stick with Adulation at this point in time. I think I like the form that she's coming from. You know, we'll talk more about this, but Aslam, you and I were talking on the journey here, and we believe there are about 5 or 6 of the 4-year-olds, the classic crop this year, who are head and shoulders above the rest. Ice Glacier is one of them, and you know, I think to even perform with horses like that, I'm gonna look. I've always been an underdog kind of follower, so I'm more than happy to follow Adulation. I agree with Neil. I'm completely opposing Captain Morgan out here. I mean, he's the favorite, but I just for the life of me can't have him.
जी बिल्कुल, जैसे आप नील ने भी बताया, नंबर 5 वो भी यही बता रहे हैं, और ये बता रहे हैं कि ये स्टे नहीं करेगा फेवरेट, और वो भी क्या बता रहे हैं कि वो 1 पेस हॉर्स है, लेकिन देखते हैं अभी क्या होता है रेस.
All right, and I've got a message on my Twitter. I've got a message directly. Aslam, they are asking, what does Aslam Kader, the legend, like? What's his 1, 2, 3?
5, 11, 6.
5, 11, and 6. Arlene. He's giving Arlene another chance. Let me see if I can get a look to see who that is. That looks like Adulation. Aslam, let's take a look at what's going on here. Now, we talked about temperament. We talked about being able to switch off. I like horses who know their job, who do what they're supposed to do. I don't like seeing this. When a horse has to, you know, when a horse constantly is its worst enemy, it plays up, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. I like willing race horses.
ये बिल्कुल, जितना वो रेयर अप करेगा और गेट पे जाने के लिए सताएगा, वो अपना एनर्जी वेस्ट कर रहा है.
All right, now tell me, Aslam, your Stayers Cup. Tell me the one Stayers Cup that you remember best of all.
मैं 5 जीता हूँ वैसा.
Who's your favorite? Which one do you remember most? If you had to look back and say, this Stayers Cup meant the most to me, which one was it?
देखो, बहुत छोटी फील्ड थी एस्ट्रोनॉमिक कैलकाटा का. क्यों? कि बहुत छोटी फील्ड थी, मेरे ख्याल से सिर्फ 4 घोड़े भागे थे, तो पेस मेकर बिल्कुल नहीं था. मेरे ख्याल से फर्स्ट हाफ फॉलोंग तो मैं चला गया, उसके बाद में सतीश नेहरू मेरे को टेक ओवर किया, फिर उसके बाद में मैं फ्रंट से फिर लास्ट चला गया 5 फॉलोंग आने तक, फिर टर्न फॉर होम सतीश किक ऑन किया, पेसी गया, और लकीली दोनों के बीच में से मुझे जगह मिली और आके मैंने जस्ट पोस्ट पे पेसी को मारा.
All right, and that was a rivalry between Aslam and Pacey that we'll talk more about, but the horses are being loaded for our first. It is the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Chettiar of Chettinad Memorial Stayers Cup, Grade 1, over 3,000 meters. Let's go over to the voice of horse racing for the call.
Adulation, Triumphant, and Booker Jones are the 3 waiting there to be stalled, and so too is Tintinibulation in front of the gates. Triumphus from Calcutta now walking up. Here's a horse who ran a close second in the Queen's Cup in Calcutta. Adulation has moved in. They just wait now for Booker Jones and Tintinibulation, who will be backed in. Tintinibulation has been backed in. Booker Jones comes to complete the line. They're all in. And they're off for the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy of Chediara to Chettinad Memorial Stayers Cup. Level break by the runners, and Adulation, who was tardily off. But as they settle down to race, and on the outside, Cha-Cha-Cha grabs it from Booker Jones on the inside. Shivalik Heroine is in third. In 4th position, just behind, in a fairly gentle run race, there's Magistero. Then we go back a length there to Arlene. They're not going very fast. It's more a hack canter. On the outside then of Arlene is Towering Heights. We go back a length and a half then to Triumphus, followed there by Tintinibulation. 2.5 behind him there is Captain Morgan, and way behind is Adulation in the rear. They've turned into the home straight for the first time, and Booker Jones now finds it slow, so he's decided to up the pace and take it up. Booker Jones now by about 2 lengths there from Cha-Cha-Cha in second. In third position, then, Shivalik Heroine. On the inside is Magistero. A length behind Magistero, there comes Arlene in the red cap. Just behind, Let the Lion Roar, and the crowd roars with them. On the inside, then, we got Towering Heights, Tintinibulation, and then Triumphus, a 4-length drift there to Captain Morgan, being ridden well off the pace, and still a distance away to Adulation in the rear. They swing around the second right-handed turn here in Bangalore. And it's now Arlene who's up the pace as they go downhill and freewheel. Arlene now by about 2.5 lengths there from Booker Jones in second. Cha-Cha-Cha, the grey, is in third. Shivalik Heroine is in fourth. In fifth position is Magistero. Another length behind is Let the Lion Roar. Just behind him there, Towering Heights. They're fanning out in single file. Behind Towering Heights, Tintinibulation, followed there by Triumphus. And 2 lengths behind Triumphus, still lying off the pace, Captain Morgan, and now Adulation is closed to be about 8 lengths adrift in the rear. They go past the 1100-meter marker now, and it continues to be Arlene by just about 3/4 of a length separating her there from Booker Jones up on the outside. They're hitting the rising ground. A length and a half away there is Magisterio, Cha-Cha-Cha running together. Then we go back a length then to Shivalik Heroine, followed there by, on the outside, Let the Lion Roar. Length away then comes... on the inside, Tintinibulation, Triumphus, and we go back there to Captain Morgan, getting a little closer. They've got a little over 600 to run in this Stayers Cup, and Arlene still leads from the front, just about half a length now. They go to Booker Jones, being pushed on the outside. In third is Shivalik Heroine. Then on the outside is Magistero, and Tintinibulation coming with a big run on the stand side. But it's now Tintinibulation who grabs it on the outside. And what a roast this must be. Tintinibulation by about 1.5 lengths, 2 lengths, and he's just running away from them, from Captain Morgan, who's trying to close the gap. But it's still Tintinibulation from a late finishing Captain Morgan, flying on the outside. Captain Morgan gets him on the post. Captain Morgan wins this from Tintinibulation. Then came Triumphus and Towering Heights, followed there by Let the Lion Roar. So what an incredible performance here from Captain Morgan, coming from well off the pace. Trevor timing that run to an absolute nicety. It looked like Tintinibulation had pulled off the upset of the day. Tintinibulation, who had won it in Chennai, looked set for an encore. He was driving for home when suddenly along came Morgan with a run.
Fantastic, Aslam. I mean, look, I was opposing him, but full marks. I'm really, I'm happy to see that he's come out and won this well. Tintinibulation, you're a racing legend. You're slightly older than I am also. I'm a survivor at the racecourse. Proud to be. I'm not sure for how much longer, but Aslam, what a race that Tintinibulation has run.
बिल्कुल मोहित, सबसे पहला मैं ड्राइवर को कांग्रेस करना चाहूँगा, साथ में एज, लेकिन
fantastic. There's hope for us. There's hope for us. Tintinibulation has shown there's hope for us. Here we turn for home. Arlene has taken over the running. It was a bit of an odd pace, Aslam. Let's talk together over this. There's Tintinibulation through this. Has he gone too soon?
नहीं.
Perfect time.
बिल्कुल. आप देखोगे.
I think he just stopped.
हमने बिल्कुल छोटा टर्न ऑफ फुट और गया और जॉकी घूम के देखो आप घूम के देखा क्यों उसे मालूम हो गया मेरा घोड़ा रुक गया.
So Captain Morgan has stayed, and we've got panelists, all India panelists for this All India Championship. Aslam from Bangalore, I'm from Bombay, Neil from Bangalore as well, Cyrus from Calcutta. And well, the favourites come and won this. And Bangalore draws first blood. So let's mark one in Bangalore's column because this result goes to Bangalore. Super ride in the colours of Dr. Vijay Mallya, who I'm sure is watching this. But full marks to Trevor, full marks to Ataule, who's of course got Sergeant at Arms running tomorrow. Let's talk about Ataule for 1 second. Now here's a trainer who is soft-spoken. He's just such a credit to horse racing, Aslam. We need more people like him in the game, don't we?
बिल्कुल. अभी ज़्यादा दिन नहीं हुआ इसको लाइसेंस लेके, लेकिन जो उसकी जो ट्रेनिंग सिस्टम है और जो लुक आफ्टर करता है, मैंने बहुत मतलब मेरा बहुत अच्छा दोस्त है वो, लेकिन जब भी बात करता है तो सिर्फ घोड़े के बारे में ये बात करता है कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए, सवार को क्या बोलना चाहिए, और हमेशा घोड़े से इन्वॉल्व रहता है ये बिल्कुल.
There he is. He's wearing the navy blue suit. Just such a lovely guy. Such a credit to horse racing. I tell you, it truly makes me happy. Zain Mirza, who manages Dr. Vijay Malia's racing operation, he's there as well in the grey suit. He loves the color grey. And Trevor, he's had a great year, hasn't he? He's had a horse like Accolade. Now he's had Captain Morgan. It's been a great year for the Malia Racing stable.
बिल्कुल. जब से वो मालिया साहब के यहाँ ज्वाइन किया है ट्रैवर, he's doing very well.
Tell me, what's he like as a jockey, Aslam? What are his strengths? What are his weaknesses?
मैं इतना तो क्लोज नहीं हूँ उसे, लेकिन जब जो उसको मैं सवारी करते देखता हूँ, मैंने वो चीज़ में देखा है जो हम में था. घोड़े की जो कमिटमेंट है, क्या चाहिए उसे, वो हिसाब से बिल्कुल वैसी सवारी करता है.
And there we see connections. These are great moments out there. Great way for them to start off the weekend with a victory in the first. That will be the photograph for the third and fourth, I would think. And so Captain Morgan has that from Tintinabulation. We're going to take a short break. We're going to slip into a short break. Aslam, we'll come back, chat more, and we'll hear from the connections. Mahindra Malia, who, of course, has seen every race course. I mean, I think he represents every single race course in this country. He'll be standing by with the connections when we come back. Don't go anywhere. We hope you enjoy the first.
Thrilling. Stylish. Skillful. Exciting. Experience this and much more at the 55th edition of the Indian Turf Invitation Cup, the biggest event in the Indian racing calendar, in the most dynamic city of the world, also known as the Silicon City of India, Bangalore. Featuring the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Memorial Stayers Cup at 4:30 p.m, followed by the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Saturday the 4th of March, and the major P.K. Mehra Memorial Super Mile Cup at 4:30 p.m, followed by the Indian Turf Invitation Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Sunday the 5th of March 2017 at the Bangalore Turf Club.
Carting his first World Golf Championship in dramatic fashion,
Look out. Could it be? Oh, what a finish.
Bubba Watson, a world golf champion for the first time.
Bubba Watson set the tone for his 2014-15 season early. With a slew of top tens, the American found the winner's circle once more at the Travelers Championship. Watson ended the season inside the top 5 in both the FedEx Cup standings and the official World Golf Rankings. Watch the PGA Tour all season long right here.
Welcome back. You're watching the live telecast of the Invitation Cup weekend here on Neo Sports, an all-India panel with me, Mohit Lalvani. While we wait for the connections to come across, let's just remind ourselves that the first one, the Stayers Cup, is done. The Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Chettiar of Chettinad Memorial Stakes Grade 1 over 3,000 meters. The results: first was Captain Morgan, ridden by Trevor. Second was Tintinabulation, ridden by P.S. John. Great to see the old man in the firing line. Third was Towering Heights, ridden by S. John. And fourth was Triumphus, ridden by Dashrath Singh. The winning time was 3 minutes 15.855, and the winner is owned by Dr. and Mrs. Vijay Mallya. Trained by Ataule, we had a lot to say about him, and bred at the Kunigal stud. He's by Admiral of the Fleet out of Caprice. Aslam, now our Twitter handle is actually going all over the place, so let's start off with what we have. First and foremost, Sirocco says, the pace will be slow. This came just before the race, and David Allen and Booker Jones can do well with some tactical Noah. This is for the Stayers Cup. Sirocco, you got that right. The pace was slow, but I think Booker Jones just hasn't seen out the 3,000 meter trip. Pradeep Sachdev has a question for Aslam, and he's asking, his question to Aslam today is, who is the best trainer in India and who is the best jockey in India?
ये कहना ज़रा मुश्किल है. अभी फ़िलहाल में मिस्टर पद्मनाभन डूइंग वेरी वेल. लास्ट ईयर डार्बी जीते, कैलकाटा, वॉज बॉम्बे. फ़िलहाल में वो जॉकी में बहुत मुश्किल है मुझे चुनना. मेरे को संदेश भी बहुत अच्छी सवारी कर रहा है और ट्रैवर भी, तो मेरा मानना है ये दोनों बराबर है.
I'm going to help Aslam even answer that question, because I think it's horses that makes trainers, and jockeys, if you're on the right horse, they'll make you look good, right, Aslam?
बिल्कुल.
Absolutely.
Horse make the jockey, trainer and owner.
They make us all look very good. Again, I keep repeating, let's never forget for an instant that these animals always are risking their lives for our pleasure. Mahindra Mallya, who has seen it all, I mean, he's been through it all in the racing world. He's seen 200 years of a lifetime. He's got the connections with him.
Copybook style riding. He was right at the last position in the straight, and then he came with a terrific turn of foot.
But that was the plan. That was the plan. But it was a little worrying when he got a bad check when he came to make his run, and he's ridden a very confident race. Sullivan has done a great job with the horse, and I'm very pleased.
Yeah, there was a pressure also, because there were a lot of the older horses also. Tintinabulation, Nomin contender himself.
Yeah.
How confident were you, and what was the exact strategy while you told Trevor how to ride?
Well, I didn't tell Trevor how to ride. We had done the same thing in Madras. We sat back, which we had done differently earlier. We were riding him from well up. We just said sit back, switch him off, and he has stayed much better, coming from behind.
Your other one, Arlene, also ran a pretty good race, but didn't have the fuel to finish.
I think she lacks the experience. She's a lovely filly. She'll win her races. But, this is a big step up in class.
That's good. And Captain Morgan has vindicated. It was the first fancy, and well prepared for this event in mind. 3,000 meters, he took it very, very easily. He didn't take off too much of the early pace. It was not very fast.
Yeah.
And he ran a average timing.
Yeah, it's about a second and a half off the record, and I'm very pleased. I mean, because it was he's not I don't think he's that real stayer, but everything fell into place for us, and he's run a great race, so I'm very pleased.
Too premature to ask you this, but what is the plan with Captain Morgan now?
Well, it's a little early now. He needs a break for a start.
Bask in your glory.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Mahindra, and well done. Zen is the racing manager for URBB. That's a real slick operation, and he does a great job running it, Aslam.
बिल्कुल. Congratulations. winning connection को.
All right. Okay, we also, I think Mahindra also is looking for Trevor and Ataule. I think from what I can hear, he's got one of them with him. Mahindra? Okay, he doesn't yet. Okay, we'll come back to them in just a second. I think he's looking for them, but why don't we, in the meantime, the presenting party is at the podium. Cyrus Madan is on standby. Let's go over to him.
Ramaswamy Chettiar of Chettinad Charitable Trust, Stayers Cap. Won by Captain Morgan, owned by United Racing and Bloodstock Breeders Limited, represented by Dr. and Mrs. Vijay Malia and Mr. Zain Mirza coming up to receive the trophy. Trained by Mr. Suleiman Atulai. Sorry? Memento to the trainer. That's a memento to the trainer. Any cash over? From you, from BBC. Written by jockey P. Trevor. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Bred at the Kunigal Stud, Dr. Ramesh taking the award on behalf of the Kunigal Stud farm. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a cash award for the grooms. I'm going to request Suleiman to come and collect it on behalf of the grooms. I'd also like to ask the Chairman, Bangalore Turf Club, Mr. Harendra Shetty, to present a memento to Dr. A.C. Mutaya. So, ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible 3,000 meters we've seen. With about 300 to run, if anyone had come out and said Captain Morgan was going to get them, I think the price would have been 10 to 1. But Trevor was Mr. Captain Cool today. He wasn't Captain Morgan, he was Captain Cool. Because he sat there, he rode him well off the pace, he's turned for home almost last, and then he comes and he weaves his way through that field on the inside like a motorcyclist in top gear. Trevor, all this was planned, but what were your feelings just 300 from home when you saw Tintinabulation kick and go?
Moment Tintinabulation passed me, I really got a little panicked, but moment I pulled him in and he accelerated very well. In the Winter Derby, the tactics what we used, it was wrong, and in the St. Leger in Chennai, we got to know we need to get him off the pace, and he proved us today as well.
Well, you certainly knew him well. You've given a lot of people heart attacks, but in the end, you certainly delivered. Congratulations, Trevor. And Suleiman, can you come forward? A great job with Captain Morgan coming out to win the Stayers. Your first Stayers?
Yes, first Stayers.
So a big win here for the Stayers Cup for Suleiman Atulai. He had the horse looking extremely well, and he's certainly done a great job with him. And finally, Mr. Zain Mirza, representing United Racing and Bloodstock Breeders. You decided to run Morgan here and not Azuro. I think that should have probably told everybody what you were up to.
Well, South India St. Leger is what gave us a clue as to how to change our tactics. That's sort of weighed in his favor to run here.
Well, now you got Azuro running tomorrow, so what do you feel?
He'll win.
Well, there you have it. You couldn't be more confident than that, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, to Dr. A.C. Mutaya. This is a race that was virtually made his own by Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy. And what better way to honor him and remember him than to sponsor it in his memory?
M.A.M. and BTC
is synonymous. I am indeed delighted that I was given the opportunity to give away the Stayers Cup. It is a great race, well fought out. I'd like to thank Mr. Shetty, the chairman, and the board of management for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all here from the presentation area where Captain Morgan kept his date with the Stayers Cup. Thank you for being with us as we wait now for the test for speed.
And thank you for that, Cyrus. Tremendous moments. You can see tintinabulation and jockey just looking over his shoulder, praying for the winning post. Chauhan is hoping that the winning post comes in time, but unfortunately not soon enough. We'll take a short break with Trevor, all smiles, jubilant at the post.
The second of 4 World Golf Championships events takes the world's best to the oldest capital city in the Americas, Mexico City. For most, it's the first time at the Club de Golf Chapultepec, but all with a familiar goal: to win the WGC Mexico Championship.
PGA Tour 2016-17 World Golf Championship, Mexico Championship, Round 3, tonight, 10:30 p.m. onwards. Live and exclusive on Neo Sports.
Thrilling. Stylish. Skillful. Exciting. Experience this and much more at the 55th edition of the Indian Turf Invitation Cup, the biggest event in the Indian racing calendar. In the most dynamic city of the world, also known as the Silicon City of India, Bangalore. Featuring the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Memorial Stayers Cup at 4:30 p.m, followed by the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Saturday the 4th of March, and the Major P.K. Mehra Memorial Super Mile Cup at 4:30 p.m, followed by the Indian Turf Invitation Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Sunday the 5th of March 2017 at the Bangalore Turf Club.
The final leg of Vodafone T-Walk is here as the top leaders from corporate India head to the garden city of Bengaluru. Witness the excitement at the Prestige Golf Shire in the most decisive round of India's most prestigious corporate golf event. The Vodafone T-Walk 2017, exclusively on Neo Sports.
So Captain Morgan has drawn first blood for Bangalore over at the Bangalore Turf Club. Well, our next one is the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup. We saw the horse who has the most stamina in the country. Now let's take a look at the horse that has the greatest amount of speed. Let's take a look at the runners and riders for the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup. Also a Grade 1 race over 1200 meters. Number 1 is Adam, the mount of Nikhil Parmar, carrying 59, drawn 2. Number 2 is Dancing Phoenix, the mount of David Allen, carrying 59, also drawn 1. Number 3, Dancing Prances from Bombay, drawn 13. That's a bit of a concern. Number 4, Denny Crane, another Bombay challenger. He's drawn 11. Number 5, Happy Guy. P.S. Chauhan will ride him. We saw him just lose a heartbreaker on Tintinabulation. He's badly drawn as well in 12. Number 6, Mickey Mouse, and can this one fly? He's drawn 3. Sorry, he's drawn 16, even worse. Number 7 is Multitude from Calcutta, drawn 3. Number 8, New Prince, drawn 14. Number 9, Shivalik Star, drawn 6. As we turn the page over, waiting for the page to turn over. Number 10, Shivalik Storm. Christopher Alford rides him. He's come over from Calcutta. Drawn 4. Number 11, Smilestone Y.S. Srinath. Drawn 7. Number 12, Solomon, originally from Bombay. He's based now in Bangalore. Drawn 5. Number 13, Your Royal Majesty, also from Bombay. Drawn 8. Number 14, Goldbag, also from Bombay. Drawn 9. Number 15, Rene, who, well, has travelled, been recently based in Bombay, drawn 15. That's a poor draw. Number 16, Mr. Bahubali, drawn 10. Number 17, Raoul's Bet, is drawn 17. The Frenchman, Louis Peslin, will ride him. But the horses are in the parade ring. Aslam, very quickly, let's start talking about what you like in this race. Adam, now he's a 7-year-old, but after the last race, I'm not counting anybody out, but let's face it, over a sprint, for older horses, it gets that much more difficult. It's a little easier over the long distances.
जी बिल्कुल यहाँ पे draw बहुत मायने रखता है.
The draw is going to make a big difference, isn't it?
बिल्कुल.
Let's take a look at the bad draws. Okay, the ones that are drawn badly. Dancing Prances, fancied, a favoured runner, strong contender, badly drawn.
Badly drawn.
Denny Crane, drawn 11, also not ideal. The other one, Mickey Mouse, drawn 16. Okay, he was one of the main challengers from Bangalore, drawn 16. Then we've got there are 17 in this race. Then we've got Your Royal Majesty, he's not badly drawn, drawn 8. Rene, drawn 15. Aslam, your top 3-4 horses are all drawn wide. Now, hear me for a moment, because what that says to me is, while I have a disadvantage, so do my main opponents.
ड्रॉ बिल्कुल बहुत ख़राब है. जो अच्छे घोड़े हमें लगते हैं कि अच्छे भागेंगे, उनके ड्रॉ बिल्कुल बाहर चले गए हैं. अगर आप मुझे पूछोगे इसमें पिक करना है तो पहला चांस 14, फिर 13 और उसके बाद 7 को दूंगा.
Okay, Aslam's gone with first chance, he said, was which one again, Aslam? Say that 14. Again. 15, right? Rene. Aslam
14.
Rene.
14.
Goldbag.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay. He's going with Adhiraj Singh Jodha, who's going to be joining us, by the way, for the live telecast tomorrow. There is 15, Rene. I just wish that Rene had a better draw. I really like her in this one. Aslam did say that draw makes a difference. Again, this one was a little more than ceremonial. Cyrus Mardan helped pick out the draws for this one.
17 horses lining up to face the starter for the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup Grade 1. Number 1, Adam, trained by Pacey Shroff. Parmar going to draw. Drawn 2. A lovely draw there for Adam. Number 2, Dancing Phoenix from Bombay, Dallas Todiwala. Drawn 1. Dancing Phoenix, drawn 1. Number 3, Dancing Prances, also from Bombay, Altaf Hussain, A. Imran Khan. Drawn 13. Number 7, Multitude, from Calcutta, Vijay Singh. And he's drawn 3. Multitude, drawn 3. Number 15, Rene Vishal Gaikwad. And she's drawn 15. Rene drawn 15. So those were the draws for the sprinters.
So 17 runners and draw is going to make a big difference here. The horses are leaving the paddock for the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup. Mandira and Neil, what caught your eye in the paddock?
That's right, Mohit and Aslam. The horses have left the paddock for the Sprinters Cup. Now, the first Sprinters Cup was run in 1979 and won by the Great Colt every time. See, I've done my homework. I have to show it. Favourites have won 15 out of the 38 times. The most interesting part here is that the classic contenders versus the older horses is 19 times each. So it's a fairly evenly matched stat as far as that is concerned. And now coming to this year's field, and with the way the few years have been, the Dr. S.C. Jain Sprinters Championship in Mumbai has kind of become the lead up to the Sprinters Cup, hasn't it?
Sure, it has. It gives you a fair indication of the good sprinters, especially in a strong centre like Bombay. So you get a very fair picture of what's going to win this race.
Absolutely. And speaking of the winner of the S.C. Jain Trophy, this year we have Dancing Francis, who's won it for the third time in a row, which in itself is a unique feat.
Yes, he's a very good sprinter. He's a big horse. He's not built like a sprinter, but he's a nice big horse. He's won this race 3 times. He's won the S.C. Jain 3 times. But has he done anything outside Bombay and Pune? That's the question mark. That's where we're going to see. Will he handle this tight track? Now, Bombay is a big track. He's able to flow nicely. He's got to handle a tight turn over here with an uphill climb.
What is it likely to be like for him, though? You know, how difficult is it coming to Bangalore and racing as a 7-year-old for the Sprinters Cup, not having done this before?
I'm not worried about the age. You get some very good sprinters at 6, 7 and 8. No problem with that all over the world. The thing is, will he be able to come outside Western India and do something? That's the question.
That's what we've got to wait and watch. Okay, so let's talk about Gold Bag now. Finished 3 parts of a length behind Dancing Francis in the S.C. Jain Sprinters Cup in Mumbai and beat Dancing Francis and Your Royal Majesty in Pune. What kind of a strategy will Gold Bag look to have?
Okay, Dancing Francis is not drawn great. Dancing Francis is drawn 13. So I would like to sit ahead of Dancing Francis. I would like to sit in front of him. I'd like Dancing Francis, being a big horse, to get into a bit of trouble, you know, get into a bit of a juggle through the race. So if you're going to beat these big horses, you've got to be ahead of them. You've got to be turning for home much in a more forward position than them.
And do you give Gold Bag a chance at all?
You can't say. With a big field like this, you get 1 or 2 big horses out of the race and you get a different result. So not out of the race at all.
Okay. Your Royal Majesty now. This horse has won 9 races during his career. First win was over 1,200 meters, but the subsequent ones were over 1,400 meters. So is he likely to find this a bit sharp?
Again, depends on the draw. In Bangalore, a 1,400 meter horse sort of can win this race. So not out of the race at all, Mandira. In with a chance, big trainer, in with a chance.
What do you think about Rene?
Okay. I trained Rene right up to a few months ago. She may be better over 7 furlongs, but they've changed her training. They've sharpened her up. Very good filly, knows this track. She's going to come from off the pace. Big chance in the race.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay. Dancing Phoenix, now beaten by Dancing Francis 10 times, except in the Sprinters Cup last year. She's been sent all over to Calcutta, to Hyderabad, and of course, and 5 out of 9 wins have been over 1,200 meters. Raced twice before in Bangalore, but yet to notch up a win on this track.
Yes, difficult track for this horse. He's a front-running horse. He's a very good 1,100 meter horse in Bangalore. 1,100 meter horse. That last 100 yards is going to tell on Dancing Phoenix on this track with an uphill climb.
Okay, let's talk about Adam now. Now, Adam, also a Sprinters Cup winner. He was beaten by Happy Guy last time, although that was the ride may have been, the reason for it. He was sent to Hyderabad for preparation and also trained for this distance. Bred for this distance.
Yeah, last year's Sprinters Cup winner. Very good horse, drawn well. Going to be a big factor in this race. I promise you there's going to be an upset in both these races. There's no clear-cut winner. It's the way they're going to jump out. The jockeys are going to ride these races, are going to play a vital role in winning today.
Okay, and let's talk about Multitude now. There's another horse to look out for. 2 lengths second to Desert God in the Calcutta Derby last year. And with, after a trip like that, 2,400 meters in the Calcutta Derby, coming and making a bid for the Sprinters Cup, is that strange?
It's not strange. It happens, but that is a disadvantage. You're coming back. It's like any human athlete as well. You're coming back from a 1,500 meter race into a 200 meter race with Bolt. You're going to be found for speed. You're going to be lacking that initial burst and initial speed. That's going to tell on this horse.
Okay, and let's talk about Mickey Mouse. Now you fancy Mickey Mouse, don't you?
Frontline runner from Bangalore, drawn terribly. Drawn terribly. They're going to need a miracle today to win. It's not possible. I mean, it is possible. They're going to need something big and need a miracle. It's possible with Mickey Mouse.
A lot of ability?
A lot of ability, and he's shown us over and over again in Bangalore, running every week and doing it every week. He's a fantastic horse.
And I love the name.
Yeah.
And let's close this with Solomon. What do you make of him?
Madras horse. He's come here. He's been with Pacey earlier. He's a Sprinters Cup winner as well. In good form, can be right up there.
All right, there we have it. So what are your picks, 1, 2, and 3?
I'll go with Dancing Francis, Mickey Mouse, and Solomon.
All right, there you have it. Mohit and Aslam, back to you.
All right, the horses are rolling behind the paddock right now. We've got about 4 minutes left to go, so we got a chance to catch up with some of the riders in this race and the trainers. Let's see what they had to say.
The Sprinters Cup is another one of the Grade 1 races that decides the fastest horse in the country. Dancing Francis is one of the quicksters who had the experience to match his speed and, with a win under his belt, should be the one to beat.
Dancing Phoenix not giving up, but Dancing Francis on the outside and Goldbag. These two are fighting it out. It's Dancing Francis from Goldbag and the late finishing Your Royal Majesty, but Dancing Francis is the winner.
Dancing Francis, he is running in the Sprinters Cup. Last 3 years, he was very unlucky. This is the 4th time he's running in the Sprinters Cup. He worked well in Pune. Now he came 1 week ago. Now he started cantering and all. But he has a very good chance. Inshallah, he will be there.
I'm riding Royal Majesty in the Sprinters. I'm drawn 8 out of 17 horses. And I think it's a decent draw. And he's got a fair chance in that, though there are a lot of fast horses in that. It's going to be tough and competitive race.
I'm riding Rose Pet in the Sprinters Cup. She's very progressive. She's progressing a lot, and her last win was quite impressive in Hyderabad. Unfortunately, we're drawn very wide. We're drawn 17 of 17 runners, which is a big disadvantage going that distance. But hopefully everything will go right, and so we just have to hope for the best with the bad draw we have.
I have Shivalik Star running in the sprint. A lot depends on the luck of the race, because you pull a bad draw, you've lost your chances over there. So you got to have a lot of luck go your way to win a sprint race, and you just got to have a very precocious and fast horse. He's getting a bit old in the tooth. He's 8, so I'm hoping for going against the odds and making an 8-year-old win the Sprinters Cup.
Well, Multitude has done very well in his racing career. He's won races from 6 furlongs to over 2,000 meters, and very versatile, and he's got a good turn of foot. His last victory over a sprint was really excellent when he beat some very top horses from Bombay, which are going to be participating in this Sprinters Cup as well. And he's travelled well. He's reached here feeling good and happy. He's worked well also this morning, and I do expect him to run a bold race.
I have a run on the Sprinters Cup, New Prince. It was a disappointing run last time. He'll bounce back soon, like he's running the Sprinters Cup. Hopefully he'll gonna bounce back. He's working well. Oh well, there should be like about 16 to 18 runners in the field, so it's a very open race, so hope for the best.
I'm riding Smilestone in the Sprinters Cup. Preparations are going well. He went for a mock race last week, and it's quite satisfactory. Looking forward to my chances.
Sprinter Cup, I'm riding Happy Guy, a Hyderabad-based horse. His last victory is nice, and over here also he's feeling comfortable and he's happy, so hopefully he'll do well.
I ride Solomon in the Sprinters, and he's run 2nd in the Sprinters trial in Bangalore. He's been a game horse in Bombay, and he's won a Sprinters Cup in Bombay as well, so I'm hoping he repeats this year.
Raoul's Pet, my runner in the Sprinters, I'm a little lucky from what I gather. She was in the reserve, and I believe she's in. We'll know that after this acceptances are out, and she's done really well. She's done everything for the asking at Hyderabad. It's her first year of racing, and she's run 7 times, won 5 times, and a little unlucky in 2 other starts. She ran 2nd. A little light frame, small filly, but with a very big heart, and I hope she takes the uphill here well, and I'd like to see how she does against the best out here. So looking forward to that race.
Yeah, he's the horse like in the Sprinters, like he's won 2 previous races in 6 and in mile, and he's in very good form. So I think he'll be right there.
All right, and there you know what the professionals are thinking. The horses are being loaded. Madhukar is standing by with the commentary.
Next to it is Mickey Mouse, who's moving in now. Dancing Francis goes in with the blindfolds on. New Prince goes in that orange jacket. Mr. Bahubali is a bit edgy inside. We have two more to be loaded. Smile Stern goes in. Denny Crane will be the last one to get in. They're all in. Starters orders, and they're racing now for the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup. Dancing Phoenix takes over the running along the rails there. Moving up on the wider outside, there is Solomon in the center. On the wider outside, there is Denny Crane is moving up on the outside. 2 lengths behind there is Adam. Then there is Shivalik Star. Rene comes up on the outside. After that, there is Mickey Mouse has come up well from outside draw to be in touch. Then there's Milestone. Shivalik Storm is holding the fence. After that, there is Mr. Bahubali, New Prince. Your Royal Majesty in between horses. Then comes Gold Bag as they begin to negotiate the turn. Then there's Multitude. On the wider outside, there's New Prince. Raoul's Pet, widest of all. After that, there is Dancing Francis with Happy Guy. On top the straight now. And it's Dancing Phoenix still in the lead, now being challenged by Adam. Adam comes to grab the lead on the outside from Dancing Phoenix, who fights back. Then there is Shivalik Star. After that, there's Milestone. Now coming up with a big run, Adam and Dancing Phoenix. These two are fighting it out from Shivalik Star and Milestone. But Adam going ahead by about 1.5 lengths now in front of Shivalik Star and Milestone. Adam from Milestone. Adam wins the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup. Adam for the 2nd year in succession winning the Sprinters Cup from Milestone. After that, close between Shivalik Star, Dancing Phoenix, Multitude and the rest of them. So what a big run for Adam here. Was up with the front punch.
I am at a loss for words, Aslam. I'm so happy to see this horse win because I've always had a soft spot for this horse. He won the Sprinters Cup last year and he's come back. Pacey's got him. You know, I think Pacey's just left him for this year to target this one. And you know what a fabulous ride Nikhil Parmar has given him. He's ridden for me before. I have a lot of respect for this kid. I'm very, very happy to see this result. Another 7-year-old. Aslam, what's going on here?
मेरा ख्याल है जितने एजेस घोड़े हैं देखिए कल अलिंदार भी बड़ी रेस में भाग रहा है.
Alindar, maybe he's the horse to follow. But Aslam, I think draw did make a difference here. Okay, these were the horses that were drawn in. Let's take a look. Adam is in the box seat. He's the red cap in Dr. Vijay Mallya silks, the white face. And he comes to take it up from Dancing Phoenix. They battle hard. Dancing Phoenix was drawn 1. Adam was drawn 2. And they're the ones who have fought up the straight. And I think draw has made a big difference here.
Dekho.
I mean, you've had Denny Crane, who was traveling 3 wide all the way. You did get Rene come into a good position, but again, on a turning track, like you said, that Bangalore is, you're constantly obliged to travel wide. Look at Multitude. Look where Multitude has finished. Now, here's a question for you. Multitude, 1,200 meters, 2,000 meters, back to 1,200 meters. Possibly that's cost him the race.
जी बिल्कुल 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 6 फurlong जीता है बाद में फिर 2,000 मीटर भगाया तो
going to dull him a bit, isn't
बिल्कुल ये मेरे भी समझ में नहीं आता कि 6 फurlong स्पिन जीतने के बाद में फिर 100 माइल क्यों दौड़ाया उस
and he's run a great race too. I think he's finished 4th. But I mean, what a day this is becoming for Zain Mirza, for Vijay Mallya. I mean, incredible. Pacey Shroff this time saddles the winner. And Aslam, we were talking about Pacey. We talked about Ataule. Now, you and Pacey have had some battles that across the years were almost, I mean, it's stuff that's you can write a book on. How tough a competitor was Pacey for you? Was he your biggest rival?
बिल्कुल. देखिए हम लोग जब घोड़े के ऊपर होते हैं तो एक दूसरे के दुश्मन हैं. नीचे आए, वो सबसे बेस्ट दोस्त है मेरा। क्यों? हम लोगों की एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है ओनर के साथ, आंसर करना पड़ता है हमें।
So Aslam, my question to you is, you've got Pacey now, who's, you know, he's a trainer, he's adapted well, he's done very well. But coming back to your rivalry, okay? I remember once having a conversation with Pacey's mother-in-law, and what she said to me was that there was a time when Aslam used to sit right behind Pacey, because Pacey was a great judge of pace. He knew where to position his horses. Aslam used to sit right behind him, and Aslam had a finish that was incredible, and he would go after Pacey in the finish. Great pictures coming from the BTC. We'll go to those in just a second as the lead-in happens. But Aslam, you know, I mean, look, these were great rivalries. Is this true?
ये बिल्कुल.
You used to track him?
बिल्कुल, क्योंकि वो साल हम दोनों चैंपियनशिप लड़ रहे हैं, तो मैं और पेसी वो हैंडीकैप जैसा हम लोग क्लब से लेते थे और सीधा ट्रेनर के पास राइड पूछते थे, तो ट्रेनर कहता था कि अरे पेसी अभी आके राइड लेके चला गया है.
So you used to compete against each other. Which race, according to you, was the one that you remember most of all against Pacey? Which is the one that you will look back and say, I loved to win this one. I love to get Pacey here.
मुझे बिजनेस साहब की घोड़ी बैठा था मैं 5 फॉलो के इधर, पेसी बैठा था ऑलवेज देयर, और ये मेरे ख्याल से उन लोगों ने कुछ उस ज़माने के अभी रेटिंग का ज़माना है, उस ज़माने में हैंडीकैपिंग का ज़माना, करेक्ट, उन लोगों ने वो इम्तियाज़ साहब की घोड़ी, तो उन लोगों ने कोई नीचे उतार के रखा हुआ था.
And Aslam, Nikhil Parmar, he's a nice boy. He's he's got nice hands. He's got soft hands. He really switches off horses very well, and he did everything right on this horse.
बहुत अच्छी सवारी दी.
And what a strong finish he's shown us today.
जी. और बहुत अच्छा कॉन्फिडेंट बताया, काफ़ी अच्छा बैठा और बिल्कुल स्मूथ ले आया है ऐसे.
And yeah, pictures from the Bangalore Turf Club. You know, it's lovely to see. I mean, what a day this has been for Vijay Mallya, hasn't it? I mean, Zain Mirza, he's just looking out there. He said he's going to win with Azuro tomorrow. Cyrus Madan should have asked him, what do you think in the next race? And he would have said Adam, and I mean, he's won 2 if he wins Azuro.
Yeah.
He's going to win 3 out of 4, and who knows what happens in the 4th then. It's going to be hard for anybody to beat Sergeant at Arms, but look, the way things are going here today, it's been a day of upsets.
भाई आज तो विजय माल्या साहब का दिन दिखता है.
And there is Pacey Shroff and Nikhil Parmar. Nikhil Parmar is one jockey that Pacey's looked after. He's been a mentor to him. He's had his eye on this boy ever since Parmar was apprentice rider, and he's really looked after him, and I would never hesitate to put him on a horse.
अगर आप उस निखिल परमार की बात करो, जब मैं रोज़ सुबह उसको ट्रैक में देखता हूँ, बहुत अच्छे घोड़े सेटल करता है. मैंने बहुत से बच्चों को भी देखा है, एकदम तोड़ ताड़ के पेसी ने बराबर उसको संभाल के रखा हुआ है, और पेसी बताता भी होगा उसको कि किस तरह सेटल करना है.
All right. Well, 2 championship performances, both have gone to the URBB stable and Vijay Mallya's horses. On that note, we'll take a short break because I'm sure our bookie's delight, Mahendra Mallya, has managed to catch up with Pacey Shroff. We'll come back and chat with them right after this.
This March, the Titans tee off at DLF Golf and Country Club, Gurgaon for India's biggest professional golf championship and National Open, the 53rd edition of the Hero Indian Open, now a part of the European and Asian Tour. Watch the top 156 players from across the globe battle for a purse of $1.75 million. in the Battle of the Titans. The Hero Indian Open, Thursday 9th to Sunday 12th March, live and exclusive on 10 Sports.
Thrilling. Stylish. Skillful. Exciting. Experience this and much more at the 55th edition of the Indian Turf Invitation Cup, the biggest event in the Indian racing calendar, in the most dynamic city of the world, also known as the Silicon City of India, Bangalore. Featuring the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Memorial Stayers Cup at 4:30 p.m, followed by the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Saturday the 4th of March, and the Major P.K. Mehra Memorial Super Mile Cup at 4:30 p.m, followed by the Indian Turf Invitation Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Sunday the 5th of March 2017 at the Bangalore Turf Club.
Welcome back, and a sterling performance there from Adam. Takes the URBB stable back-to-back, gives that victory to Pacey Shroff. We're going to have a chat with Pacey Shroff in just a second, but I've got a couple of tweets that have come my way. Sirocco says, Captain Morgan, what a humbling performance that was. St. Ledger next? I think so, possible. Sirocco has actually said, statistics loaded. I wish we had this before. My phone was charging. Statistics loaded in favor of Pacey Shroff to win the Sprinters Cup. 4 out of 6 in the last 6 years. He's now gone 5 for 7. Sirocco, we're going to get you on the panel next. And Aman Singh, well, he's liked our tweet. And Sirocco tweets after the race, Sirocco's stronghold on the Shroff's stronghold on the Sprinters Cup continues. Well done, Sirocco. Mahindra Malia has Pacey Shroff lined up. Let's see what he has to say about what Sirocco thinks.
2 in 2 years, Pacey, very good achievement out here. Adams remained as fresh and fast as he was last year.
Well, yeah, he's a lovely horse. He had lost his way a little bit in between. I'm glad he's come back. I have to thank Suleiman and all my staff for looking after him, because from Hyderabad he came directly here. He's been a horse who's acclimatized for the maximum amount of time in Bangalore, so he's had that benefit.
Yeah, he had raw speed and he was taking off rather early in the straight. It's a rising ground here out in Bangalore, not like in Bombay or in Chennai for that matter. So was there, a bit of concern when the other horse were catching up?
No, that's the instruction that I gave Nikhil, because I wanted him to sit well up and I wanted him to challenge early, because I think he's changed a little bit as an older horse. He makes a little heavy weather of coming from far behind. He comes there and then doesn't do that much that what he's meant to do to get past them. So this time I wanted him to be well up so that he got an opportunity to take over the running.
Then again, Nikhil is not a young man himself. He's also old along with Adam. So choice of jockey, you thought it was planned out earlier, and why you had put Nikhil on up?
Well, Nikhil is one of my most talented boys. He's been with me from the time he's been an apprentice, and he's not old, just let me correct you. And Adam feels youngest from all of us. So
He's shown that by his turn of foot, of course.
So, no, Nikhil, he's very understanding with horses, and he's a lovely rider. He's a beautiful pair of hands, and I'm really happy for him that he's had this win.
You would have also had a butterflies in your stomach with the field, 17 horses, fast horses from all over the country coming over. So you had Solomon also, who's no mean horse himself. So your thoughts on... Okay, we'll have to catch up with him later. On Solomon?
Okay, well, he's heading across for the presentation, but before we go there, let's take a look at the result. Let's confirm that first was Adam, ridden by Nikhil Parmar, and it was so good to hear Pacey talk about him. Nikhil is one of the most talented riders, and he deserves this. He's a young boy, but he's had an established career, and he really deserves. The second was Smilestone YS Srinath. Third was Shivalik Star S John, and fourth was Multitude. Now that's a Quinilla that's going to, a Quinilla that's really going to pay. The winning time was 1:11.401. Owned again by Dr. and Mrs. Vijay Mallya, trained by Pacey Shroff. Multi-dimensional out of Adesina. You've ridden Adesina also, haven't you, Aslam? If I'm not mistaken.
नहीं उस वक्त मैं दीपक साहब के लिए नहीं बैठा.
Okay, you weren't riding for Deepak then. All right, I think Pacey's got to the podium. Let's head over once again to Cyrus Madhan for the presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hanuman Prasad, Chairman and Senior Steward, Mysore Race Club, will now present the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup, won by Adam, owned by United Racing and Bloodstock Breeders Limited, represented by Dr. and Mrs. Vijay Mallya. Trained by Mr. Pacey Shroff. Ridden by jockey N.S. Smart.
Okay, and Pacey Shroff there collecting the trainer's trophy from the chairman of the Mysore Race Club. And the Mysore Race Club now, of course, a racing club, you know, as its own entity. It used to be run under the benefit of the, there's Sanjay from Usha Start Farm. We can talk over these. That's Sanjay from the Usha Start Farm, and a son of Multidimensional has come out and won this. Multidimensional out of Adesina. So Pacey Shroff, Nikhil Parmar. Cyrus is talking to Nikhil. Why don't we go across?
He jumped out nicely, and most important thing, he kept on moving till the end.
Well, you kept him going well. Congratulations. And before we go to Pacey Shroff, we're going to ask Pacey to collect the award, the cash awards for the two grooms, and the memento. And that, ladies and gentlemen, the memento being given to the chairman Mysore Race Club by the chairman Bangalore Turf Club. Trainer Pacey Shroff, the man who's trained Adam today. You had him looking extremely well. You've done a great job with him, Pacey. Can you come forward? But the draw did help considerably, didn't it?
Yeah, Cyrus, when you have a turning track, the draw definitely helps, and I thought Nikhil really did it well with him.
Well, This is a race that you run in a 1:11 point, just off track record timing, and really exciting till the end. But what did you do? How did he get beat in Bombay before coming here?
I think he'd gone down a little bit after his last Sprinters Cup, but when he hit Bangalore, I sent him here directly from Hyderabad. He started to really do well. The weather suited him, and he was here the longest time from all my horses, so he acclimatized really well.
Well, congratulations. You've done a wonderful job with him. We move across, ladies and gentlemen, to Mr. Zain Mirza, representing United Racing and Bloodstock Breeders. Are you going to change that suit and tie tomorrow?
No, that's something you have to think about now.
You've just done a double. Here, they've come out to win the Stayers with a homebred, and then they pick up something from Usha to win the Sprinters. So a great performance.
Yeah, he won it last year in Chennai, and we're very pleased. He's peaked at the right time. Pacey's done a great job with him, and Nikhil has ridden extremely, extremely well. Very pleased.
Thank you. And Sanjay Kapoor representing Usha Stud. How can you talk about the Sprinters Cup without talking about Usha Stud, ladies and gentlemen? They won more Sprinters Cups than you can ever imagine. Common Land had so many winners from there, and today you've seen yet another Usha bred coming out to win it.
I'd like to thank everybody involved with the horse, Zen, Pacey, and I'd like to congratulate everyone at the farm. Thanks to all. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. In the test for speed, Adam, the first man, turned out to be first past the post today in this Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup. Thank you. That's all from the presentation area.
Thank you for that, Cyrus. And, you know, I'm really pleased to see Nikhil having come out and won this. Aslam, you know, you right now head the riding school. I can't think of a better man to head that school over in Bombay for the apprentice jockeys. Do we have real talented boys coming through this year?
जी मेरे पास 12 लड़के हैं जिसको मैं ट्रेन कर रहा हूँ. उसमें 3 लड़के जो है थोड़ा अंडर एज होने से उनका इंश्योरेंस नहीं हुआ था. उसमें एक बच्चा है शिंदे करके, माथेरान का है.
Another Matheran boy.
हाँ, हमारे वसंत साहब थे. लगता है कि ये घोड़ों के साथ में पैदा होते हैं.
Absolutely. We had Vasant Shinde. Strangely, I was having a conversation with my friend Vispy Patel in Singapore just 2 nights ago about Vasant Shinde. Vispy, of course, the owner of Sergeant at Arms, who will run tomorrow. We're going to come back and talk about tomorrow's race card, take a look at what happened this afternoon, because tomorrow's the big one. It's the Invitation Cup. But we'll take a short break before we do that, so don't go anywhere.
There's 100 kinds of good out here. The kind of good that's only getting started, and the kind that never gives up. The overpowering kind of good, and the kind that sneaks up on you. The wicked good. The wild good. The one-of-a-kind good. Yeah, everybody out here is some kind of good. But only one can be good enough. These guys are good.
Thrilling. Stylish. Skillful. Exciting. Experience this and much more at the 55th edition of the Indian Turf Invitation Cup, the biggest event in the Indian racing calendar, in the most dynamic city of the world, also known as the Silicon City of India, Bangalore. Featuring the Dr. M.A.M. Ramaswamy Memorial Stayers Cup at 4:30 p.m., followed by the Mysore Race Club Sprinters Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Saturday the 4th of March, and the major P.K. Mehra Memorial Super Mile Cup at 4:30 p.m. followed by the Indian Turf Invitation Cup at 5:15 p.m. on Sunday the 5th of March 2017 at the Bangalore Turf Club.
The final leg of Vodafone T-Walk is here as the top leaders from corporate India head to the garden city of Bengaluru. Witness the excitement at the Prestige Golf Shire in the most decisive round of India's most prestigious corporate golf event. The Vodafone T-Walk 2017, exclusively on Neo Sports.
And what a day of horse racing it's been here on Neo Sports. We're ready to just about wind down, but remember, it's only day one of 2 days of a championship weekend. It is the Invitation Cup weekend. We saw Adam win the last one, the Sprinters Cup, and in Dr. Malia's colours, we saw Captain Morgan win the first one, the Stayers Cup. But Aslam, tomorrow's another day, and tomorrow's a big day. We have 3 races on the card for you tomorrow. We'll begin with the Suresh Mahindra Multi-Million. That's a grade 2 over 1400 meters. The major P.K. Mehra Memorial Super Mile Cup. That's a grade 1. That's at 4:30. And then the big one, the Indian Turf Invitation Cup, another grade 1 race. That'll be at 5:15, and that'll be our finale over 2400 meters. Let's talk about these 3 separately, Aslam. Accolade will go around in the Suresh Mahindra Multi-Million. There was speculation during the entire week. Would he run here or would he take Sergeant at Arms on in the Super Mile? Has he just preferred to go to a 7-furlong trip because he doesn't truly see out the mile? Or has he decided to duck Sergeant at Arms, who is, without question, the best miler in India?
अब मुझे तो बेस्ट माइलर वो सार्जेंट आर्म लगता है और मेरा ऐसा कहना है कि
So smart strategic move from Pacey. Forget it. Let's not take on Sergeant at Arms. Let's just win this 1400 meter race if we can.
हाँ, क्योंकि वो पुणे डार्बी जीतने के बाद में काफ़ी हैंग करता हुआ दिखा गया है. उसमें पुणे डार्बी में हैंग हुआ, एक थोड़े को इंटरफेरेंस हुआ था, फिर कैलकाटा गया उसके
भी. In the 2000 Guineas where he lost to my horse.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. हाँ, आप जीते.
Yeah. And he was hanging in a bit there as well. He just wasn't the same horse there. But I think he could win tomorrow. Let's take a look. Tomorrow, of course, the Super Mile. Can anything beat Sergeant at Arms?
मुझे तो नहीं लगता.
I agree with you. And the Invitation Cup, are we going to get Alan there, the older horse?
देखो आज तो proof कर रहे हैं.
The older horses are running. Guess what? You're going to have to tune in tomorrow to find out. Thanks for joining Aslam and me. We're out of the building. And as always, may the horse be with you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Rory McIlroy started the